Most gardeners think you need a big backyard compost pile to create high-quality compost. That's one of the biggest myths in gardening. In fact, I've seen small compost buckets on apartment balconies produce better compost than large garden piles that sit cold, wet, and poorly managed for months. The result of that mistake is nutrient loss, slow decomposition, and compost that never fully matures. One thing that helped me identify these problems was paying closer attention to what was happening in the growing medium itself. I regularly use a YAMRON 4-in-1 soil moisture meter to check moisture, temperature, pH, and light conditions. More than once, it revealed that plants weren't struggling because of fertilizer shortages but because the soil environment was off. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. What surprised me most is that a simple bucket system can solve many of the problems that make traditional compost piles fail. The size of the compost pile isn't what matters. Many gardeners assume bigger is better. That's not how decomposition works. What matters is maintaining the right balance of moisture, airflow, microbes, and organic materials. A poorly managed 6-foot compost pile can perform worse than a 5-gallon bucket that's maintained correctly. I learned this after testing several composting methods in backyard gardens, raised beds, and container systems. The bucket consistently produced faster and more predictable results. And the reason is surprisingly simple. A bucket gives you more control. Most garden compost piles are exposed to heavy rain, drying winds, fluctuating temperatures, and inconsistent materials. A bucket eliminates many of those variables. I use a standard 5-gallon bucket with several small air holes drilled around the sides. Into that bucket goes a mixture of kitchen scraps, coffee grounds, vegetable peels, shredded paper, dry leaves, and occasional garden trimmings. The ratio is important. For every bucket of green material, I add roughly an equal volume of brown material. That balance prevents odors while helping microbes work efficiently. Later in the video I'll explain the mistake that causes almost every smelly compost bucket. The secret is keeping microbes comfortable. Most composting advice focuses on ingredients. The real key is microbial activity. The organisms doing the work need moisture, oxygen, and food. I aim for a moisture level similar to a wrung-out sponge. Too wet and the bucket turns anaerobic. Too dry and decomposition slows dramatically. This is where small systems often outperform large piles. It's much easier to monitor and adjust a bucket than a massive compost heap. In my experience, the compost remains more biologically active because conditions stay relatively stable. Here's why the bucket works so quickly. Every time you add new material, you're concentrating nutrients into a small space. Microbes don't have to search through a large pile to find food sources. The decomposition process becomes more efficient. I've seen bucket systems begin producing usable compost in a matter of weeks rather than months, especially during warm weather. The material often breaks down faster than many gardeners expect. But speed isn't the biggest advantage. Consistency is. Most compost piles fail for one reason: too much nitrogen. Gardeners often load piles with grass clippings, kitchen scraps, and fresh green material while forgetting the carbon sources. That's what creates foul smells and attracts flies. The solution is simple. Whenever I add food scraps, I immediately cover them with shredded paper, cardboard, dry leaves, or other brown materials. That single habit virtually eliminates odor problems. Even on a small balcony, the system remains manageable. The finished compost is surprisingly versatile. Once the material becomes dark and crumbly, I use it throughout the garden. It goes into raised beds before planting. It gets mixed into container soil for tomatoes and peppers. I've even used small amounts around hydroponic systems to support beneficial microbes in surrounding growing areas. The nutrient value isn't the only benefit. The real power comes from improving soil structure and supporting long-term biological activity. Healthy soil grows healthier plants. That principle never changes. Why I still prefer this method today. After years of gardening, I've become less interested in doing things the traditional way and more interested in doing what actually works. For many gardeners, especially those with limited space, the idea that compost requires a large dedicated area simply isn't true. A well-managed bucket can recycle kitchen waste, reduce fertilizer costs, and produce valuable organic matter without taking over your yard. The key isn't the size of the system. The key is understanding the biology driving the process. When you provide microbes with the right balance of food, moisture, and oxygen, they do the hard work for you. That's true whether you're using a giant compost pile or a simple bucket on a balcony. The best gardeners understand these biological systems rather than blindly following gardening traditions. If you found this useful, subscribe to FarmLogic for more practical, science-based gardening tips. And share this video with someone who thinks they need a huge backyard to make great compost. The more we understand soil biology and nutrient cycling, the better gardeners we become.